All right, let's take a look at the first G-Shock on the channel. This is the Casio G-Shock G100. Also going to leave the exact reference number in the description. We'll quickly go over the specs of the watch, my thoughts and experience on it, and then at the end I'll tell you guys if I recommend it. So what we have here is a case size of 45.7 millimeters, but that's to the end of these ears here on the case. But if I measure the case from the typical 2 o'clock to the 8 o'clock here, it measures only 43.5 millimeters, so a lot smaller than the first dimension I gave you here. What we have also is a great lug to lug of 46 millimeters, so it's going to make it wear a lot smaller as well. And then the thickness here to the top of that protruding bezel is 13.8 millimeters. The lug width here is also kind of weird, but it's an integrated bracelet, so it starts out at 26 millimeters, then it tapers right away to a 22, then it goes down for the rest of the band here at 20 millimeters. So it's just that integrated design that makes it seem bigger, but it wears a lot smaller, and I'll show you guys what I mean in a bit. Typical G-Shock, as everything is resin band, resin case. We have a stainless steel back there with 4 screws. We have your Casio not potent loom all over the hands and indices, but the good thing is we do have a digital display at the bottom which has a light. As you can see here, the functions, we have your typical handset adjustment at the top left here. Going down, we have the mode, which we'll get to in a bit. We have your adjustment at the top here, and then your light. So that's what helps out a lot with the lack of strong loom. Like I said, there is loom all over the indices and hands though. What I like on this dial is that chapter ring actually gives it a lot of depth because it's actually sits on top of that dial. So just a nice little touch, gives it that kind of stadium look there. And then there is also kind of like a heart monitor or heartbeat that's black on the black dial, which you can see in some light, but it just kind of fades away in others. So I'm just trying to show you guys what that kind of looks like. That little pattern is cool because, like I said, there's something there and then it just fades away. I do also like the red little accents on the dial, gives it a little splash of color. And this is a 200-meter water resistant watch. It's anti-shock because it's a G-Shock. It's anti-magnetic, you know, all the tough things from a G-Shock, what this watch has as well. So just a great beater watch, just like any G-Shock is. What I like about this one in particular though is that it fits a lot of different size wrists, where a lot of G-Shocks are bigger. This one is still substantial, but it has a short lug to lug of 46, and it wears a lot smaller than your typical dimensions would suggest, right? And it wears low to the wrist, very comfortable, very lightweight because of the resin. Just a comfortable watch to wear, no complaints whatsoever. You'll forget that this is on the wrist. I think a 6-inch wrist can still get away with this watch just because of that effective lug to lug of 46 millimeters. This does have a plastic mineral on top of the dial, so it's not even like a glass mineral crystal. It is plastic, but as you can see, and I'm trying to play with the light here so you can tell, there's actually no scratches on mine whatsoever, which is kind of strange because I've owned this watch for 7 years and I've used this for hard labor. You can tell I've used the hell out of this watch. I mean, it's dull in places and it's actually shiny in others. That shine is like oil or stain or some type of grease that I've used on some home projects or anything like that, or mechanic work. So I've used the hell out of this watch, and it's kind of strange that I have no scratches on the crystal, but I think that bezel with that lip on top actually helps out a lot. So that's what I can accredit it to. It does have your typical G-Shock screws holding the band there in place. So just a comfortable watch to wear. These are available on G-Shock's official website. They list them for $99, but you can find these in any type of store like Walmart or Amazon, eBay. They're usually listed around $69, and I think that's a great price for these watches. But you can also find this watch in particular listed on eBay used for around 35 bucks. So at that price, it's kind of a no-brainer. Actually, I've owned this one, like I said, for 7 years, and I've never had to change the battery as well. So it's actually a testament to their toughness and reliability. Craftsmanship, all that is here. Tough watch. I'm going to make a bold statement here, and I would say that I'm going to actually pick this over the G-Shock Square, especially for a beater watch. If I only had to pick one, I'm picking the G100 every day. I like the G-Shock Square. It's a tough watch as well. It's the first classic G-Shock. I wanted one when I was a kid because this was the first one that came out. Luckily, I can afford both of them. They're not expensive watches, but I'm in the position to luckily own both. And I like the G-Shock Square, but if I have to have only one beater to complete my collection, I'm picking the G100 over the G-Shock Square. This is more of a classic, to me, retro thing to have and own. But this is the watch where, like I said, I wear where things actually get really dirty. You can do that with the G-Shock Square as well, but I like this one because I can actually show you the function now. This has dual time. So this has multiple time zones that you can see it here, and I'll show you in a bit. But I've actually featured this watch in my other video that is best travel watches. So this is the watch that I wear when I travel, just because it doesn't pick up any attention because it's all resin. Yet it's tough enough to take the beating, and yet I can track 2 time zones. So what we have at the bottom here currently is the date displayed at the bottom. Then I press the mode button. This is the time that matches my handset. So this is my local time, home time. Then we have the alarm function, and then we have the stopwatch function, and then we have the dual time function. So this is what I use to track the second time zone wherever I'm going on vacation or a trip, whatever I'm going. I just track it with that, and then once I'm done with my trip, press it like nothing ever happened. So I'm not messing with a bunch of handsets, because a lot of G-Shocks also can get a lot complicated with all the features that they have. This is a straightforward watch: stopwatch, alarm, dual time, date. So just a great watch, simple enough, cheap enough to replace if it does get lost, stolen. I don't think you're gonna break it, so but for whatever reason, if you do break it, it's not that pricey to replace. So that's why I think this is better than a G-Shock Square. A G-Shock Square also, the basic one, is right around 50 bucks, $55. This isn't much more, and you get that extra function, which I think is a lot better and worth it in my opinion, because like I said, you can take this anywhere. They're really not gonna, this is not gonna draw too much attention. So yeah, just a great watch. I would pick this over the G-Shock Square. Let me show you guys the Loom on the watch really quickly. It's not strong at all. It does fade, but I want to show you guys what I mean. And then luckily though, this does have the backlight, which I will show as well once I turn off the lights here. I can't put it flat on the table because it's so molded to my wrist already, just how old it is. But turn off the lights, see if we can focus here. Come on, let's focus. Come on, camera, do your job. I can turn on the flash. There we go. So as you can see, it's not strong at all. I flashed it with the light directly, and a lot of other watches will actually be glowing and there'll be a lot of Loom, but this one doesn't. Luckily it has the light function, so I can just press that and see the time. If you're camping at night or just out doing work at nighttime, and you got to see what time it is, because the Loom isn't going to be there for you. So just hit that flash button, that flashlight button, and then it just looms up the digital display there. Great watch. Like I said, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think of my thoughts of this being better than the G-Shock Square for a beater watch. I think every collection should own a G-Shock Square, but I think this should be your beater watch. Great watch overall. Catch you guys on the next one.